Blessed day, everyone. My name is Nino Aramegalo Guevara from Block G, and we're going to talk about the initial assessment for educational tour oral deliberation, which is about to be submitted today. It is April 6, 2026, and we're going to talk about the places that I've witnessed in my educational tour, which were in BOC NAIA, Tariff Commission, NMM Customs Brokers, MSTSI Subic, and Good Manufacturing, and PEZA Baguio. So we're going to talk about regulatory and taxation at Bureau of Customs Philippines, NAIA, and Tariff Commission. Term number 1, CNTA. It is RA number 10863. It is where the Philippine law that modernized customs procedures and align them with international trade standards. That Republic Act was enacted on May 30, 2016. Its purpose was to modernize the Philippine customs system and improve trade efficiency. Term number 2, de minimis value. The minimum value of goods that can enter the country without paying duties and taxes. So, for example, in the Philippines, 10,000 peso and below are generally duty-free. Okay, next, term number 3, the HS code or Harmonized System Code. It is a numerical code used to internationally to classify imported and exported goods. It also determines the rates and taxes on what amount we're going to pay on the duties and taxes. Term number 4, HTN or the ASEAN Harmonized Tariff Nomenclature. It is a tariff classification system used by the ASEAN countries based on the Harmonized System Code, but it is more detailed for ASEAN trade. Term number 5, Tariff Classification Ruling. It is an official decision for customs determining the correct tariff classification of goods. It is used to avoid disputes. And term number 6, lodgement. This is where the submission of import documents electronically to the customs. It is usually done through customs processing systems. Term number 7, it is selectivity system or color lanes. It is where customs assign shipments to lanes. For example, per cargo, there were 3. It was the green lane, yellow lane, and the red lane. For the green lane, for green lane, it doesn't involve any inspection and it is automatically released. In the yellow lane, it only checks documents, and the red lane, it requires the physical examination. There were other selection lanes mentioned by our other profs, but these were the 3 main only, and there were 1 lane that was called super green lane where it is applied to get that kind of benefit. For example, you have to be a client with good records. It is 10 years clean of transactions to the BOC, and it's one of the top importers. Next, term number 8, physical examination. It is the customs officer where they open and inspect the goods manually to inspect if there are any suspicious things that is happening. Term number 9, non-intrusive inspection or the X-ray. It is a cargo scanned using X-ray machines without opening packages. Term number 10, it is assessment of duties and taxes. It is where customs computes how much the importer must pay. It is based on the value of goods, the freight and insurance, and the harmonized code. Term number 11, it is the airway bill, or it is a shipping document for an air cargo. It contains the shipment details like the sender, the receiver, and the goods. The details of the sender, who sent the goods, the receiver, and who's about to receive it, and the goods, the details on what size, the quantity, volume, and such. Next is the abandoned goods, term number 12. Those are goods not claimed or processed within the allowed period, and customs may auction or dispose of them. It was either not assessed, so they will be owned by the government. It may be destroyed, It may be used for the government for the personal use, or it will be auctioned. Term number 13, Bureau of Customs Port of Entry. It is where the officials customs location where goods enter the country. For example, the NAIA. That was one of the port of entry. Term number 14, Import Entry and Internal Revenue Declaration, or for as we know in the acronym is IERID. This was taught me by Sir Eng. It is the official customs declaration for our imports used to compute the duties and taxes. Term number 15, Customs Appraiser. It is a BOC officer or Bureau of Customs officer who reviewed the documents, classifies the goods, and computes the duties and taxes. It is the one who does their duties as a customs officer. Next is term 16, the anti-dumping duty. It is a very special duty or tax imposed on imported goods that are sold below their normal value to protect domestic industries from unfair competition from other countries. It is imposed after investigation by the Tariff Commission and collected by the Bureau of Customs Philippines. Next, Part 2, Logistics and Brokerage Operations, NMM Brokers and MSTSI Subic. Term number 17, it is the declarant. The person or company who files the customs declaration for imported or exported goods. Term number 18, Incoterms 2020. This is taught by our TM teacher, Ma'am Raquel Alimangco. It is an international rules that define the buyer and seller's responsibilities in shipping, cost, and risks. This is where we were taught by what kind of Incoterm must be used in terms of delivery. For example, CFR, Custom Trade, CFR, CIP, and all those kinds of terms like Term D, Term C, Term F, like the free on board or the FCA and more. Term number 19, it says the BL or bill of lading. It is a shipping document issued by the carrier as a proof of shipment and ownership of goods. Term number 20, demurrage. It is a charge for keeping cargoes at the port beyond the allowed free time. So it is the payment of a cargo at the port beyond the allowed free time, so you will have to pay for those. Detention, number 21. It is a fee charged for keeping the container outside the port beyond the allowed time. Term number 22, the TEU or 20-foot equivalent unit. It is a standard unit of measurement for container capacity based on a 20-foot container. Stevedores or those people. It is the unloading. It is the loading and unloading of cargo from ships. It is an act, and the person doing it is the stevedore. Next section. Term number 24. It is arrastre. It is the handling and transfer of cargo within the port area. Term number 25. Manifest. It is a list of cargo carried by a vessel or an aircraft. Term number 26. Freight forwarding. It is the arrangement and management of the shipment from origin to destination. Term number 27, supply chain visibility. It is the ability to track goods and shipments through the supply chain. Term number 28, transshipment. It is transfer of cargo from one vessel or transport to another before reaching the final destination. So for example, it is a vessel heading to another port, but that was not its final destination, but it was just to transport to another before reaching the final destination. Term number 29, LCL or less than container load. It is shipment where the cargo does not fill an entire container and is shared with other shipments. This is an example of a FCL, full container load or full truckload. It is where an opposite of an order of a bulk, but this one is less than. FCL or full container load. Term 30, shipments where one consignee uses the entire container, which is an LCL. It has multiple consignees. Term 31, chassis. A trailer frame used to transport containers by truck, term 32. The port throughput. It is the total volume of cargo handled by a port over a period of time. Term number 33, Freeport Zone and Freeport Zone Subic context. It is a special economic area like the Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority or the SBMA. It is where businesses enjoy tax incentives and simplified customs procedure. So let's go to number third topic. It is the special economic zone and incentives like the PEZA Baguio. Term number 34, it is the economic zone. It is a designated area where businesses enjoy tax incentives and simplified import and export procedures. Term 35, it is the ITH or income tax holiday. It is a tax incentive that allows registered companies to not pay income tax for a certain period. It is where they don't not pay income tax for a period of time. Term number 36, cross-border trade. It is the movement of goods and services between different countries or two different countries. It is when goods enter another border of countries. Number 37 or term number 37, indirect export. It is selling goods to a local buyer who then exports them to another country. Term number 38 or zero rated VAT, value added tax. It is a 0% value added tax applied to certain export and sales and transactions. Term 39, customs territory, or it is where customs exercise their kind of jurisdiction in that specific area. It is where the area where customs laws and duties apply, excluding special economic zones. Term 40, admission. It is into ecozone. It is the entry of goods into an economic zone for manufacturing, processing, or storage. For term 41, PEZA Gate Pass. A PEZA Gate Pass, it is what was that again? It is a document issued by PEZA allowing goods to enter or leave the economic zone. Term 42, constructive exportation. It is where goods delivered to an ecozone company treated as exported, even if still within the Philippines. Certificate of origin or other terms CO. A certificate of origin is a kind of document where it proves that where the goods were manufactured or where it came from. Term 44, surety bond. It is a financial guarantee ensuring compliance with the customs or PEZA requirements. I guess I have. Oh yeah. Next is topic 4. Operations and quality standards, goods manufacturing. So term 45, it is the GMP or good manufacturing practice. This is kind of standards a standard ensuring products are consistently produced and controlled according to quality requirements. Term 46, quality assurance or QA. This is a type of activity that it ensures the process are followed to maintain product quality, to ensure their safety, and to improve client relations. Quality control or the QC, term 47. It is inspection and testing to check product quality before release or to be sold in the public market. Lead time, term 48. This is the time needed from ordering goods to delivery. Term 49, inventory management. It is the process and monitoring of monitoring and controlling stock levels. And lastly, term 50, just in time. This is where a system where materials are delivered only when needed to reduce inventory costs. In other words, just in time is to meet the scheduled meeting. This is where you just in time is it is where you meet the production schedule when the goods are needed for production. The raw materials are needed for production. It is where you meet the production schedule. So if ever the finished products are needed, it is done on time because it is just in time. I thank you, and I'm Nino Armigelo Guevara, and I hope you learned something in this video. Goodbye and thank you.